Leave men alone. Men are great. Men are the reason women are safe and have all the prosperities. At the end of the day, feminists, you are working hard to belittle men, to make them feel worthless, when you don't realize all that men do for you. Who built those Starbucks? Who built the houses? Who built the roads? Who built the highways? Men.
Who gives them their little power that they so-called think that they possess? It's men that got together and passed laws to give them this so-called little power that they so crave so much. I just don't get it. How come some of these beasts don't even recognize that? They just don't comprehend that. It's mind-boggling to me, because it's common sense. When the law goes away, or the rule of law goes away, it's anarchy, and every man for himself. Literally every man for himself. Guess who's in trouble? Women and children. That's why they're first to be protected. But yet these broads suddenly always think that they got some type of power. They can come and talk to men. They can come in a man's face and try to disrespect him, talk him down, and think they can go toe to toe with a man. Whew, man, that day is fast approaching, y'all.
Men are the ones that are the majority of farmers. How do you think that food got to H-E-B or Whole Foods or wherever you go, Trader Joe's? Wherever there is food, it was mostly men that did it. Truckers were the ones that transported it, right? Thank you, truckers. Thank you, men, because you do all that despite women saying you are worthless. Imagine if the situation were reversed. Imagine if we lived in a society where women built houses, women built roads, women built highways, women were doing our produce, women were doing all of the work, electricity, landscaping, food, products, Starbucks.
Personally, I can't even imagine such a thing, because it's impossible. It's literally impossible for women to do these things. Call it what it is. They're not wired that way. I don't think they're dumb. It's just that that's not what they're wired to do. So it wouldn't compute for them how to connect generators and how to connect transformers and how to make things, take and give and transfer to some other object that you got to co-working, cohesively connecting to and working, unison or whatever. That wouldn't comprehend to them. To build bricks, to be a bricklayer, oh my goodness, it wouldn't happen. Physically, it's impossible. The torture and the beating of your physical being, a woman couldn't put up with it. You got a lot of men who can barely take it. Women definitely wouldn't be able to last not even a few days in that thing. So no, it's not possible to imagine them doing these things, let alone accomplishing it and keeping it working or maintaining it. That's a whole nother level of pain.
And then men would be like, you're worthless. Screw you, this and that. I'm sure you guys would go on a strike, feminists. I'm sure you guys would be like, well, I'm not installing one more toilet anymore because the men don't appreciate me. But men don't do that. Men are working hard for women to have a roof over their heads, to have the easiest life possible. Thank you. You are needed. You build societies, protect societies, and we appreciate you despite the feminists trying to erase you.
So you were against feminism even going into college?
Always. I always was like, I've always been a woman. My life's only been easier as a woman. I don't understand what all these women are crying and bitching about. And to your point about the women not really getting a legacy, I would say that women need to understand that you don't need a legacy like a man. Your legacy is your family, and your family that you raise, and your children. That's the legacy that women need to understand is important. You don't need to have a legacy like.
But see, that's the issue. They want to compete with men. They can barely compete with other women overseas, yet they want to compete with men here to try to go toe-to-toe with a man. Man has a legacy, they want a legacy. The man's a CEO of a company, they want to be CEO. Man is designed to have his body broken and to put in 60, 80 hours for work. They want to try to do that. But then eventually, they throw in the white towel because they can't handle it. A man, we're designed to do that. They want to build and build when they're not supposed to be building. They're supposed to be supporting. They want to be the masculine one. And then they want their man to be the feminine one. And society has allowed them to do that. That's why I can't stand when I see these betas, these little sup puppies, these little freak, it pisses me off to see a man that has no masculinity about himself. He's so passive and so, subservient to his wife. And it's like, yo, dude, that's backwards, bruh. She's supposed to submit to you, not the other way around. You build her up. She follows you. But yet, these little weaklings, these little simps, I can't stand them. They're part of the issue that we have right now, where society is crumbling.
The man. Women need to stop trying to become men because they can't become men and they're only going to fail at it. And when they try to become men, they become OnlyFans whores, sell their bodies online. And guess what? One day you're going to get old, you're going to get wrinkly, you're going to become like an old miserable hag like Chelsea Handler and be childless, husbandless. You eventually will want a husband. You will. And one day you're not going to be able to have kids and you're going to wish that maybe I didn't spend my whole life trying to be a boss babe and maybe I should have just, done what society tells me not to do and got married and actually found a man. Like, serve your daddy husband and not your corporate boss. And that's how you'll be happy. That's your legacy.
A masculine man that looks after you, absolutely. But men, their love language is acts of service. Whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you want it or not. Their way of receiving love is you cooking for me, you ironing that shirt, you making my work has to stop when I come in the house, if you want a traditional man.
That was the design of things. I take care of outside, you take care of the inside. But these broads refuse to do that. No, they're slaves. Because they have the audacity to be sitting all day on their behind watching, soap operas and gossiping with their, doggone friends on the phone and whatever else that they doing, suddenly they're slaves. Okay, they don't want to be the one to actually be the reason that their husband is successful by taking care of the details, things that he needs. They don't recognize the importance of these, smaller things. That way he can focus on his outside of the housework. That way, the woman takes care of all the little small things that he needs. That way he can stay focused. She doesn't recognize that she is very important to his daily routine. But their thing is they want to be in the forefront. They don't want to be in the backstage. They want to be seen to be this, that, where they're popular or they want the limelight.
If you want a CEO, the moment he wakes up, he's working. Brain is going da 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 da, right. And at the moment he leaves the house, it's da 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 da. So when he comes home, his job has to stop. Yeah, a feminine man would make him less attractive to me. If I came home and my man was just like painting his nails and doing his hair, am I gonna want to sleep with him?
Yeah.
Same thing happens when you come home and your wife's on her phone the whole day and there's food like no one's cooked anything. Yeah. So it's that kind of stuff.